Hello everybody, it's the 1st of February today, and I'm looking at my twin trunk Japanese larch. This is actually one of my fusion projects. This is two trees that I bought on the reduced bargain shelf for £4.99 each. I can't remember exactly, they were reduced from about £15.99 or some such. About 7-8 years ago now. As always, there's a link in the description to the playlist, which will take you right back to the beginning when I bought these two trees and wired them together at the base. They went into this pot 2021, I believe. Anyway, I think they've been in there 3 years, so I'm going to be hoiking them out, repotting them and doing some trimmage. I've got a lot of crossing branches and things going in the wrong direction, and basically it needs a bit of tidying up. The root ball needs a significant amount of weeding, to be honest, but hopefully I can get rid of most of those as I do the repot, and I can actually look and see whether these surface roots have developed any better than what they were last time. So let's get it into the tray if I can. Okay, so it took quite a bit of wrestling to get it free from its pot, and it only just fits into the repotting tray, but okay, luckily all the screens have stayed intact in the pot, so that's not going to take an awful lot of clearing up. I'll do that off camera. So I'm going to start the procedure with my good old-fashioned brush and just try and remove the surface layer of all this moss and such like. Okay, so now that I get down there, I can see that the trees have finally pretty much fully fused together at the base. Took a few years, but we finally seem to have got there. I got some roots that are a little bit too high and not going off in the right direction, so let's see if we can't clear some more of this soil away and get the roots chopped and then see what we're left with. I'm going to start by removing about an inch, 2-3 centimeters, all the way around the outside. I've got a lot of roots that are sort of going around the pot. That'll eliminate some of that issue, as well as make it easier to comb out what's left. As always, if you're new here, these old shears are just ones that I use just for this purpose, and they will go straight through and remove that strip of circling roots in no time. That's also significantly reduced the weight of this root ball as well, so that's nice. Okay, where's my root hook? There's my root hook. So I can now try and remove a little bit more of this old soil, particularly from underneath, and try and clear up this root ball some. Okay, so I've ended up removing a little bit more soil than I intended to, trying to find some decent surface roots. I've snapped this root almost all the way off, so I'm going to remove that, so that it doesn't die back and rot. I have some surface roots. I don't like this now, it's too high, so I'm going to remove that. As is this one. Sorry, my elbow's in the way, I know. But that's better. Leaves that one, which is also a little bit too high. Okay. So, what few roots I've got left coming out radially, I shall try and put into a better placement as I repot, or as I put it into the pot. That makes sense? That makes sense. Okay. Let's clear the decks a little. Okay, bad news is, as I feared, more vine weevil. I've only found one. I have found less root in this pot than I expected, so I suspect there's possibly more than one lurking in here. So this little blighter is going on the bird table, and will hopefully be got rid of that way, and I'm going to try and clear the rest of this soil off in case there's any eggs and things lurking in here. I've ordered some nematodes, but they haven't arrived yet. So okay, so I've cleaned up all the roots, hopefully got rid of any eggs and things that are in there, though I'll still treat it with the nematodes in case the blighters come back and lay some more. I've now got a much better looking root spread, and I've actually going to raise the tree out of the pot. Good 2-3 centimetres, maybe even 4 to 5 actually, inch and a half. This is my front. Don't know if you caught that big bang, but there's something going on at the farm up the road, which is why Cooper's not here. He absolutely hates loud bangs and things, so he's legged it indoors. Poor old thing. Okay, so I want it slightly to the right. I should have said I've cleaned up the pot, I've replaced the drainage screens, and now it's just a question of getting the tree in the pot where I want it. So quite happy with that. I think I want it a little bit further forward and spread those roots out radially. This one's trying to go in the wrong direction, and stop that. That's better. And I think fairly happy for height. Yes, okay, so we can fill it in. As you saw, I always like to give it what my father would call a gardener's tap, because it's a dry mix. It's a bit of a bash on the bench like this, which vibrates it up and down. Actually helps not compact, but settle. That's what I'm looking for. Settle the substrate, soil, whatever you want to call it. And rather like when they use one of those vibrating machines to settle concrete. when they're laying a pad of concrete. I'm going to add some controlled release fertilizer. On the top, and then I will add another layer of substrate soil, call it what you will. I like to add it near the top, then as you water it drains down through the pot, rather than if you put it at the bottom of the pot then it just runs out the hole at the bottom. Does no good to anything except what's underneath. So I will continue on and we'll come back in a minute. It was in and out like a fiddler's elbow. As I said, there's a lot of noise. The dog next door's barking, which is very offensive, and so on. Okay, so that's the tree back in its pot. I have reburied many of the surface roots as they wanted to sweep back into the wrong position, as it were. So I've reburied them, and then hopefully at the next repot I can unbury them and have it looking even more resplendent. But I'm happy with that. I've got a better base, I've got a couple of surface roots showing, and now I need to tackle the top. Still not entirely sure about this low branch. I had my doubts about it before. It was helping to thicken the base of the trunk to further the fusion. And even though I've raised the tree up, I still think it looks a little low. I don't like the fact that it sort of sits almost directly opposite this bend in this secondary trunk, but I can't quite bring myself to chop it off either, or can I? Do you know what? It has been bothering me, so it's coming off. Too late to change my mind now. And no, this branch, and I put a bit of wire on and it can come out, and that will look better, definitely. Do I want to gin that stub? No. So okay, well, that was first decision made. Let me find a little bit of wire, my box of tricks. I always reuse wire where I can. This is quite spur of the moment. As you might have realised, I'm going to anchor that on there, and then roughly wire this piece out. It doesn't have to be perfect at this stage. I just want it to fill in there. Much better. Obviously I'm going to have to let that grow to thicken, to be convincing until it's thicker than this one, but that's okay. Before I go any further, I'm going to give the tree a drink, because I'm conscious that it's going to sit and dry out if I don't. No, you. Back out again, are we? Okay, so give the tree a quick 360 as is, and with the can in for scale. And then I need to do some trimming up top, in part to balance the amount of root I took off, but also because it's a little bit too crowded in places. Let's move you in a little closer to this branch. I'm going to shorten back. It's rather nicely filling in this area, but I should have take that off and shorten that. I think off a few of these buds that are pointing backwards that aren't going to be of any use as well. There's probably enough there. A few bits crossing here and there. And silly bits like that that are growing straight up can be got rid of. This Y-shaped piece can be shortened considerably. And then as we get to the top here, it's quite apically dominant, this tree, and it's quite complicated. A lot of shoots coming from the same place here. I think I'm going to remove that entirely. And I'm going to take off that piece. Can you even see what I'm doing? No, not really. Yeah, take off that odd piece there if I can get the cutters in without completely obscuring your view. Let's tidied up that branch somewhat. That's better. I don't like that piece. Shorten that. This tree is definitely more vigorous at the top. It breaks rules. We have pieces like this that are growing inwards, but they're kind of filling in this space and giving it a better silhouette. In the summer. Take that to there, shorten that piece out. That's better. Shorten back a lot of these pieces that have got a little bit long. Don't like that. Don't like that piece at all. A lot of odd pieces growing straight up can be got rid of. Okay, just working my way around, removing odd bits I don't like the look of, crossing pieces, and so on. That piece. That piece I don't like at all. And I'm not sure about that piece either. Okay, that's better. I'm happy with that. Okay, so I've gone back and I put a couple of pieces of wire on this branch and this branch just to bring it down a little, as it was kind of sticking up and I didn't like it much doing that. You can also see a piece there I don't like. And so I think, no, I don't like that piece. You take a piece off and then you see another piece that's better. Stop now, Sid, and we'll see what else shoots in spring. And I may have to rub some bits off or not. Okay, so quick 360 with the changes, and we'll call it a day. I'll pop it away out of the wind and any bright sunlight that we might have. Give it some little bit of protection in case we have any more frosts, and we'll come back and look at it when it sprouts. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Do all the usual YouTube things, like, subscribe, comment below, but most of all, please, 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 stay safe, everybody.